to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan and this is Rooted Word. Guys, I hope Matthew 11:28 was something that you took, and I hope you shared it with your friends. Yeah, I really hope you shared it with your friends. And it got me thinking, by the way, this is why I'm back. So Karibu Sauna, by the way, thank you for the new subscribers. Karibu, welcome. Karibu means welcome. Welcome kabisa. Okay, welcome. Feel welcome. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And please, guys, comment. I would really love to read your comments. So now, remember last time I was talking about my friend who was going through a lot and entered the year with such regret of last year because her bills are still not paid, her rent is unpaid, so she's not been able to pay her rent from December, from January, and now we're in February. And I'm really, it's not the best place to be. Landlords can be patient, and and then the thing is, it's not like she's not done the work. She has done the work, so now she is waiting for her payment. And I know it can feel like, God, where are you? And I know how that feeling is, because when people are crossing over, when people are moving from the 31st to the 1st, all the fireworks and all, and you can imagine you're in debt. You've finished all your savings, you're trying the best for your child and yourself. It can be a place of despair, it can be a place of desperation. And one of the things I think why Jesus said, come unto me, all of you who labor and are heavy burdened, because he knew desperation is not a very nice place to be at. And you when you're desperate, you act out in a very weird way. Yeah, you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Let's just say it that way. Anybody who's desperate is going to make very rash decisions, or decisions that are not good. So that got me thinking. I was thinking about my friend, and I was like, I look at that verse again. So I went to, it's not just that verse, it's more. So he says, take my yoke upon you, and I'm looking at the verse here, and learn from me. For I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Now that is Matthew 11:29. Let me read it slowly. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Now let me tell you guys, this take my yoke upon you, the phrase, that one, I was like, but after that it says, and learn from me. And I was like, yeah, I understand that one. As for the yoke, can we just pack it for now? So I packed the yoke, I can't lie. And then I was like, learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. I was like, at least I got a revelation in the first one. Rest for what? For my soul, for my mind, for my body, for my thoughts, from all the things. But now learn from me. And I was like, okay, Jesus, you want me to learn from you, And when I thought about it, I was looking at Jesus's life, and Jesus was mocked all the time. Jesus wasn't really celebrated. When they were celebrating him, it was now towards the mission that he was going to fulfill. But they weren't celebrating him in the beginning. Nobody was celebrating him. The Pharisees had issues. The Sadducees had issues. Everybody had issues with him. Yeah? But the people who were benefiting were the people with issues, their burdens and their pains and their sorrows. Those are the ones who now understood who Jesus really is, at the end of the day. So, sorry guys, it's my eyelash. I don't know why it's on my lips. I don't know why it's falling from my eye. So, anywho, learn from me. So, what does learn from me? Jesus is saying, learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart. And it is true. Look at how Jesus responded to people. They mocked him. They said all manner of things about him. Some of them actually followed him, not because they believed him per se, but they were benefiting. You know, have you had those people? They just follow you. They're not really your friends. They're not really for you, but because they are going to benefit from you, they are going to be there. You know, others are going to benefit from the food. They heard that he's done this with food, so they are going to be there. Others are just going to benefit from the vibes, the energy, you know, and maybe from, you know, the biashara, you know, maybe they were being able to do stuff not because they actually loved Jesus or because they understood who he was, but because of the benefit that he brought. Yeah, and remember, that's the thing. Yeah, that's why he says, learn from me. Jesus also, he's gentle. It's true. He says, for I'm gentle. He was very gentle. You know, only that time Ali Kasrika, he got very annoyed in the temple, and he had every right to do so. But in general, look at the way he deals with everybody who is like especially the blind guys. They're the one who is shouting, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. And the guys are like, shh, stop disturbing Jesus. And Jesus like, bring that guy. You know, Jesus, though being God, was gentle and is still gentle, you know. And another thing that maybe he's also trying to tell us is be humble. Be humble. You may be the whatever, the biggest, richest, strongest, whatever, fill in the blanks, yeah? But that won't help you with your burden. It won't help you. You know, all of us, Jesus knew we're all going to have issues. We are going to have burdens that we cannot carry by ourselves, and humility will make you ask for help. If there's one thing I've seen, prideful people or people who are arrogant, asking for help is such a big deal. But Jesus is saying, learn from me. I am the Son of God. I am healing people. I am doing signs, miracles, and wonders. And yet I am still humble. And I'm gentle when I'm dealing with people. You get it? So that's one thing. So he was never harsh. He was never arrogant. He was never rude. And the thing is, Jesus had solutions. Which, show me one place where he had no solution to anything that anybody brought. He had a solution. It might have been a very strange way of solving things. People are hungry, there's just some fish and some bread, you know, but he had solutions, you know. And you cannot receive a solution when your head is helter-skelter, when you are crying and being desperate. You can only receive the solution properly when you find rest for your soul. All right? So I hope that makes sense. Now, I just want to quickly say this. I can just only picture that lady. There's the lady, the woman with the issue of blood. She hears Jesus is around. She's had this issue for 12 years. Apparently, she could be stinky and all those things. And this is Jesus, gentle. He's not like, who is stinking? You know, who is this and that? All these things that people had. I mean, sometimes we read it and think it was so clean and no, you know. And here he is. And this lady did something that's what I was asking my friend to do. She just said, me, I don't even want to talk to Jesus. I am not interested in talking to him. I don't even want to see him. All I know is if I can just touch the hem of his garment, let me just touch it, I'll be healed. Now, I don't know how she knew this. I guess that was just, you know, she was laying her burden. She was like, this thing, if I just touch this man, my issue is going to be over. You see, that woman, because it's 12 years, she's not arrogant, she's not puffed up, she's very, she's reached the end of everything, even desperation. She's reached the end. All she knows is she's heard stories about Jesus, and all she can think is, I don't need to talk to him, I can just touch him. And you know, If you read that, you hear Jesus saying, "Who touched me?" And there were so many people around him. But what he was meaning is, who had somebody did something with faith. They didn't want to talk to me. They just wanted to, not even touched me, but me, touched the hem. The hem is something like this at the bottom of, just this little part. And that's how sensitive Jesus was to also the needs of somebody. Yeah. So that lady, because she dared to believe that her burden for 12 years, women, you can imagine having a period for like every day, you guy. She just, in her meekness, in her simpleness of simple understanding, in her weakness, in her lowest, in her whatever, she found rest for her body, for her soul, for her spirit, for her suffering, just because she touched Jesus. Now what do you want to find rest for? We're in February. January, some people are celebrating, then they're okay. But for you who has a burden, what burden is this that you can hopefully bring to Jesus' feet? What is stopping? Maybe my question is, what can stop you from finding rest, from finding a solution? What is this thing that can stop you from going to the Lord and getting your solution? The reason I'm asking what is stopping you from getting your solution is because we can be prideful. That's why Jesus said he's lowly in heart. We can be prideful. The world will tell us, you can do it. You can make it. Read the book. Watch the video. Go for this course. Do this and that. And I'm not saying those things are not good or they're not important, but there has to come to a point of revelation to yourself that you must ask yourself, if the books and the conference and the videos and the self-help are your first go-to and not the Lord, then are you lowly in heart? Will you really find rest for your soul? So my challenge to myself was, am I willing to learn from Jesus? Am I willing to be gentle? Gentle to others and gentle to myself. Am I willing to have humility? Humble myself before others. Am I prideful that I'm just, God, I'm going to sort this out. And then when I can't sort it out, I run to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Jesus tells us, because he says, his yoke is easy. And he wants us to learn from him, to be able to get to see that these big things, this lack of payment, this rent that is due, these bills that we have to pay that are causing us so much problems, they can be sorted out. They may not be sorted out the way we want them sorted out, but there's a way. And that's why Jesus says he's the way. He is the way. But he's also saying you must learn. You must learn to drop those things, because you are not meant to carry them. I pray this is getting through. We are not meant to carry burdens. I think if we look at that, go back to Matthew 11:28 and now 29. We are not supposed to be carrying burdens alone. We are not. Unless you seek help or ask for help, it's going to be hard. And you will not find rest. You will not be able to rest. So my challenge to you is, why not just be truthful to the Lord? Me sometimes, to be honest, I just say, Lord, I don't understand what's happening. Lord, I cannot carry this anymore. I don't even know why I'm carrying it in the first place. You know, like what made me think that I should carry this? So I pray for all of us that in 2026, we're going to find certain things that we may have done so good. We may have worked. We may have shown up to the office on time. We may have done we may even be kind to our neighbors. We may be doing all the things. And the things we're expecting to come don't come at the time we thought. And then there's weight. It becomes weighty. What do we do with that weight? What do we do with those weighty things? Where do we take them? I pray that we will run so quickly and take them to Jesus and find rest. And when we find our rest there, we will learn from him. You know, for he is lowly and he's gentle and lowly in heart, and I'll find rest for my soul. And when my soul is at rest, so many things can happen. I'm not desperate anymore, because a desperate person, to be honest, is a dangerous person. They have nothing to lose. You cannot lose your soul. You cannot lose the joy of 2026. You cannot lose the victory of 2026. You cannot lose your successes of 2026. You cannot lose your growth of 2026. You cannot lose that which God has put aside for you for 2026. All because you can't ask for help. All because you want to carry something by yourself. Nah, that's not what we are called to do. We are called to say, Lord, help me. I cannot take this alone. Yeah? We are called to say, I am learning from you, Lord. I'm being mocked in the office. I'm being talked about left, right, and center. But people talked about you. People did this about others. Spat on Jesus, by the way. You know, they were very bad towards him. But look at his response. Look at his response. I pray that Matthew 11, 28, 29 really resonate with us. Let us not take up things that we are not even supposed to take up. We are supposed to lay them down. That's the thing. Lay them down at the feet of Jesus. Remove all the heavy weights that are so easy to make you not do well and not get what you're supposed to get. And focus on what you can get, and focus on who can get it for you. But there's a process, guys. We must acknowledge that this is too heavy. We must ask for help. And then I'll come and see you in the next one as we go forward and see what else can we do once we lay our burdens at the feet of Jesus. I hope this encourages you. It has encouraged me, because right now, I can't lie, me, I'm happy. But I'm also grateful to my friend that life is lifing. And there'll be situations and places and areas that I will need to remember Matthew 11, 28. That I don't have to carry this by myself. No. But I also have to learn from Jesus. I have to change my character. I cannot be arrogant. I cannot be too proud to ask. I hope this has encouraged you. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, kwaheri. Bye-bye.